Good morning, you lovely people, and it is another day of just filming inside my bathroom, sitting on my little ottoman and catching up. I'm Josie. I am 10 weeks, just under 10 weeks out from the first shirt that I would like to do, and I'm very excited. It's definitely getting hard, and I think when I hear a ton of food noise and stuff, I'm making progress. And this is kind of a check-in. It's just things about the personality between my coach and I, dealing with PMS and grief at this time, the fact that I am getting to the point where I'm hungry, and the way that hunger feels to me isn't that like, oh, I feel hungry, because honestly, when I actually feel hungry in my stomach, like the ghrelin, the noise, the gurgling, that is the easiest for me to ignore being hungry. When I actually feel hungry, my problem is I feel hungry, but I just keep thinking about it. I actually don't feel a hunger pain in my torso, in my stomach area. I feel constant food noise. I don't really think it's like salivating, but it's just, sorry, how's it going? It's just that inability to like say no to food. And so it's the kind of thing where being my first show and learning discipline, no more restaurants, no more cookouts. It is very hard for me to deal with that. I mean, well, okay, I got plans to go to one more place. But I think although fasting isn't like a good idea in prep, that I will probably just make sure I pack like my cottage cheese to take with me, and see if they do was it like the seltzers, like just seltzer water, and just kind of, although showing up hungry is not a good idea, that I also, the peer pressure, wanting to eat with people. So I can bring a salad, I can bring some cottage cheese, I can even put the cottage cheese in my salad with some grilled meat. And I think that should work. Or I can order a salad. That way I'm ordering something with no cheese, no dressing, and then I can just have the vegetables, make sure I'm counting like however many slices of tomatoes on it. And then I can add like my own meat that I know the way that I cooked it isn't like marinated and things like that. So I am looking forward to that, and game planning a little bit better. Sorry, I just had to move a box. But yeah. So I probably should get ready. It has been stressful. Not only have we been dealing with a roof leak, but finishing the loft in the garage. Then we're driving back from church, and the check engine light goes on. It's hot, the AC dropped. Found out what the dead animal smell seemed to be, and there's no coolant. So it seems like it was just a loose cap and the coolant boiled out, but we're gonna need to get a cap replacement. And my husband is very wonderful and talented in dealing with vehicles and last minute diagnosing, so he was able to check that. We pulled into a quick trip, the gas station, and got coolant there, and he filled it up, and we made it home. But obviously that was a bit stressful yesterday. And my youngest is learning to potty train himself, and so in that means he takes his diaper off and kind of puts it away, but let's just say when he puts it away it's a mess. And then obviously he doesn't know how to wipe, so I'll go in and he's washing his hands, but it's messy. And I don't know if he didn't, because I spent a long time plunging. There is something up with the toilet for the kids that's right next to their room, and it doesn't flush. So now they have to use my room, which means my sleep is compromised. I did get decent sleep last night, but going forward until that toilet's fixed, which I think is probably we've had this issue intermittently, I think that we have to replace it. Of all the things that I've looked up, and I don't know how much anyone wants to talk about toilets. Of all the things that I've looked up, I've tried the cleaning methods having to do with mineral buildup. It's the way that it flushes. It does a flush, but it doesn't swirl and swoosh. And so even in using a plunger, so it's not the rims, it's not the tank, it's not the siphoning jet. I did the things. I did the sitting the dish soap. I did sitting the vinegar, scraping, and then it comes out clear. The amount of times that I've been brushing, flushing, putting gloves on, cleaning it out, the water is so clear. There's not any breakup coming out. I've done the rim. I've been putting, like, dealing with the tank. Even if I use a bucket, it will not swoosh. And that's where I've been saying it might be that there could be a crack somewhere affecting the pressure, negative pressure, which would be more like getting a new toilet. Roof. Engine. Toilet. That's not even all. I know I'm forgetting other stuff that's happened recently. Because the roof leaked. The kids' playroom is not usable. We don't want them in there because we have half of a wall ripped off. And so drywall, right? Drywall. Yeah, so roof, toilet, drywall, truck tune-up for the engine. Not my favorite past couple weeks in prep. Not only that, but I am leaning towards, in my last video, I think I ovulated late. I don't know. I got very emotional, and it could be one of two things. I actually am PMSing, and I'm about to start any day. Or it's just emotions because of how lean I'm getting and just everything that entails with it. So, also, my dad's birthday was in August, and, you know, he's my late dad, my late father, so I think I've been getting kind of sad, and usually I get sad knowing whenever it's a milestone for me that he's not there with me, and just all these crazy changes I've been seeing. I'm getting to the point where the fat that's left on me is fat I've never touched before in terms of like getting lean. Weight wise, yeah, I woke up, I was 123, although I feel like a lot of that is like water retention just because of how freaking stressed out I am. I would not be surprised because I was leaner today than yesterday. And I look smaller, like when I'm looking at myself in the mirror, it's just that the scale is up a bit. And I think I'm very stressed out right now. So dealing with that, but I just want my dad to tell me that he's proud of me. And yeah, I have my mom, but I don't know. I didn't have the best relationship with my dad, but I would call him after like my tests when I was in college and stuff, and just, you know, hey, I did a great job, whatever. And you know, it's just, he's not here to be proud of me. And my kids tell me they're proud of me. My husband tells me he's proud of me, but my dad's not here. So I don't know. It's a little hole, and it really is. It's been everything, like certain milestone birthdays, getting engaged, getting married, having my first baby, honestly kind of having any of my kids, moving out of state for the first time. It's like moving from an apartment to a house. It's all that kind of stuff. It's not like just a certain time of year, it's like all those kinds of things. So I imagine after I finally do a show, like right around it or right after, I'm probably gonna have a breakdown. I may need to just proactively see about doing a therapy session or something, because I know that'd be crazy. But yeah, so grief counseling, and that's kind of how I'm doing. But how about let's do a physique update so I can show you what I'm talking about. I did eat breakfast, so I'm not going to be as lean. Oh, that's another thing. Like, my waist when I wake up has not like surpassed 27 inches. Like, obviously, if I'm drinking a ton of water and eating at once, especially if I'm eating vegetables, so I don't really prioritize eating my vegetables every single day because I find that it gives me really bad digestive issues. I think I personally do a lot better with fats. And fatty things like nuts and avocados. But as far as dark leafy greens, every now and then I prefer to just take a multivitamin as opposed to taking cups of vegetables every single day. And I know people stress that it's good for you, but if it is causing me to have a distended gut to the point of like 2-3 inches more distended, and when I eat vegetables, it takes like a solid 18 hours. The only time that my waist feels small is right when I wake up. Not even, depending if I ate my vegetables, not even. Then I think I just don't digest them very well. They irritate my bowels. And to be simultaneously like a level of like constipated, but also just kind of just drip having stool. I don't know it. I don't feel bad about it, and I've told my coach, because part of having the coach is the check-ins, like she does want to know about that stuff, like not like sending, but it's just to see how the food is handling, because just imagine if I'm like, it's show day and I'm eating something and now I look like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle because I have, or like someone who's like pregnant with abs because I ate healthy by eating vegetables. And I don't think, I honestly, from all the show day vlogs I see, I don't actually see a ton of people eating vegetables on show day, so it makes sense. But yeah, just real quick with my coach too. I don't know if I just misread last week's check-in response, but I felt a little bit like, oh, I did 6 days really good, and then I went to a restaurant, and so right before check-in day, and that was kind of crushing. So last week was, I didn't really say anything to her throughout the week and stuff, and this week, and I did my check-in right away. I got it done right away, but to her response, I just didn't respond. So then my check-ins are Saturday. So Sunday she sent another, like, hey, I'm not hearing from you, and that's when I told her how I was feeling. And so I don't know if it's just because of being busy, but normally I do well with the shish kebab of criticism. Hey, more discipline when it comes to things like restaurants, less of the diet sodas. Like, if you like, save the diet sodas for when you really can't resist. But it kind of felt like that was the only focus, as opposed to acknowledging that I did really good. Hey, you were doing so good, so good, so good, but then you just had this. You just had this. That's how it came off to me. So I felt pretty defeated, and also like comments on my form for walking, was like, oh, you might need smaller heels and things. And it's like, well, this is the first time I'm sending you a video, and with my camera, I don't have a mirror. So we sorted that out, but it didn't feel very encouraging last week. And, but this check-in a lot more encouraging. So I definitely need encouragement. I can handle criticism, but I still need to know in what areas I at least was doing good. If all I know is that if the only things that are highlighted are bad, I'm going to place that onto everything else too. Like, if that makes sense. Let's say as a friend, you always communicate efficiently, right away, good scheduling, but sometimes you put your foot in your mouth, and maybe you are one of the ones who actually coordinates the most for your friend group to get together. But then people just only ever comment on, hey, you said that came off wrong, right? And I'm not saying it's not okay to call those things out, but you never once get a thank you for setting this up, we needed this, like, thank you for arranging it, hey, I just wanted to say I appreciate you staying on top of us meeting together, because some people don't like to reach out, like, oh wow, you're so confident. You never hear any of that. All you hear is how, like, oh, you put your foot in your mouth. And it may not even be every time. It could be like once every other month during a get together, you said something and people took it the wrong way. But that's all you ever hear. There's no highlights or anything like that. Yeah, you're probably going to start becoming a recluse, or it just really hits your self-esteem. And that's kind of how it is for me. So I am rambling. I'm going to go get dressed, or at least this is so comfortable. I'm going to go put a sports bra on. Team, like, lean means I don't have to wear a bra. Everything's just gone. Well, I got loose skin, so it's like flat Stanley in the house, but it's flat and I love it. I love to be able to just walk around my house like this, walk around outside. Shoot, if I'm just going to a friend for coffee and I'm shoving my kids in the car, like, I still don't have to worry about it. Gas station, dude, I don't care. Walmart, going to the grocery store, to put a bra on. But going to a friend's house and having to get gas, that's fine. So there's that. Yeah, I need to go get dressed and move to a different spot where I can show you my walk and show you how lean I am getting. Okie dokie, folks, we're back, and here, look at this. I'm starting to get these smaller striations and everything. Like, I got these lines here and like rippling. So I'm definitely getting leaner, even if the scale is disappointing, but again, I think that has to do partly with like the cycle. We'll find out. We'll find out, won't we? You'll hear about that next week. So then this side, everything's looking pretty deep. And for showing my walking practice, like I have to have my hair down. I've explained this before, that my hair is too long. So now the only thing that I don't want to do is when I get my hair cut, a lot of times when they cut hair, they'll do it when it's wet. And I don't want to get my hair cut doing my rear pose for the hairstylist, in which they pull my hair straight and cut it, because then it's going to be way shorter than I want. I want it to still have the curls. And the thing is too, I'll probably still ask them to leave like an inch longer, and then just try and make sure I really have it nice and curly on stage, because I want to preserve as much hair length as I can. I don't really want to give up having my hair be so long. Look how long it is. And this is honestly, I'm very emotionally attached to my hair. So here's the other thing too, looking at my stomach, we got this. This is getting deeper. This is not the best lighting for it. And I still have quite the veins, and I've had a black coffee at this point. We got this going on. I think this side, although it could be the angle of the lighting, is looking more deeply cut than this side. I don't know. You tell me. But yes, my belly button, it's an outie. If it wasn't for the fact that I have loose skin, that's kind of weird. That makes me uncomfortable. All right, so there's that. Gonna do legs, as in showing. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna set the camera up to do that. My tripod is in the garage. All right, here we go. I think this is some pretty decent lighting that shows where it's like flattering. Look at that core and my arms. This kind of feels like body checking, but notice this in my legs. I didn't used to have like this kind of line. Now I think I had it in the last video, but that's new here, this definition around my quads and when I get up too. So my concern is being overdeveloped in quads for bikini. And then my posing coach says, yeah, you probably don't really need to work on that. And my coach has like dedicated quad day. So the thing is I may be a new competitor, but I'm not new to lifting. And then I'll say like here, I have this line here, right? Can you see that in there? And then my calves are very lean. And I actually have started having 3D veins. I'll put some overlays on it. But let me just show you my routine, my attempt at walking. My house is crooked and everything is crooked. If it's level to gravity, it's crooked. Just bear with me for this. Let me do my walk into it and then my routine, and I'll try to remember to do the hair. This is just practice, just bringing you along with me. Because this is what I'm doing. This is what I've been doing. So let's do it. Clank, clank, clank. Clank, clank. Totally forgot my hair. It needs to be covering up the front a little bit. Got those wide clavicles. Now you can see why my hair needs to be trimmed. Okay. Gotta work on that walk. I do the walk so much better when I'm not filming. All right, one more time. Let's remember the hair this time. Clink, clink, clink. Keeping my stomach tight. all this stuff I know I need to work on. I promise I do it better when I'm not filming, but clearly that doesn't matter. If you're gonna be in front of a stage, it's probably gonna be worse than knowing I'm putting a video online, so. Now let's do walking in from there, and then I'm gonna end this portion of the video. Clink, 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 clink. Okay, here we go. I keep forgetting the hair. Well, thank you for watching me clank around, and if you know some people who are great posing coaches, not posing coaches, but like, well, online, you know, who have free materials, I've been looking at stuff, and I think the thing is finding the balance between, my coach is a little different from my posing coach. Posing coach says, especially as a beginner, focus on getting the shapes, having a flow that is one where you're stable and everything, and you're not just getting a little too arms, a little too dancey, distracting stuff, but just a really solid walk, solid hitting the moves, but not clanky about it, have a flow between them. And then the hair placement, getting those shapes, that silhouette that they're looking for, the judges are looking for. But I think my coach wants me doing a little bit more of the, not like the arm movements, but a little more fluid flow, if that makes any kind of sense. Slightly more dancey, I feel like, with some of the people I've been following. So it's kind of tough. My posing coach gives me advice one way, says I do a good job, and then my coach is like, hey, you need to adjust the heel height and everything. So we'll see. I figure part of it is just practice makes perfect, and honestly, I did a lot better last night when I was doing my practice posing than now, and I feel like part of it is I literally I'm filming it to share here on this video, and yeah, I think just putting myself out there, getting out of my comfort zone is a good thing. And I will be doing increasingly more posing practice, because I had a week where I was doing like 10 to 30 minutes a day, and then a week where I just kind of wasn't, because a bunch of stuff was happening. And I mentioned now more stuff is happening this week, but this is something I want, so it's something I need to do. But yeah, that 10 to 30 minutes a day, like, I mean, that counts, right? Doing it when I can. And also just when I'm getting the food noise I was mentioning earlier, my form of feeling hungry is just, I can't stop thinking about it. I mean, I'm thankful that I'm not physically uncomfortable, but mental discomfort is just as uncomfortable. So for me to just be able to put these on and do that, and you know, I got a dance pole. Like I can like, if I can fit in a little bit of like, oh, I'll just throw a song on and do that too. Like all of that helps. That's something my posing coach says, is whenever she's had anyone with like a history in dancing, that they seem to kind of get the flow going pretty well. So I think that's good to kind of work in conjunction, and just makes it a little bit more fun and lighthearted, or a break between the two. If I feel like I'm not doing very good with the pole fit and stuff, then, well, I still have my shoes on to do some walking. And then when I'm doing my walking and I'm like, okay, I'm getting tired and my back hurts, might as well do that. Oh, that's another thing. I threw out my lower back. I was doing the dumbbell sumo squats, and I warmed up and everything. I did some lighter weights, because I was doing it at home. And then when I went to go do the weights that I was doing, 60-pound total to 30-pound dumbbells, I think I pinched a nerve. I don't think that it was back strain. And I'm hoping today, feeling through the morning, I'm hoping that nerve is unpinched, and now all that is left is the delayed onset muscle soreness from exercise in general. Because I don't know, ever since I had my second child, I can pinch nerves pretty easily. I think those like first 6 months after I had him, I would pinch a nerve and it would be totally pinched. And then maybe like 6 hours later, unpinched, just because everything is so loose, postpartum with relaxing and stuff. And then, for that to happen, and already I don't feel as bad. Like I couldn't even walk without pain, and I went to church and everything yesterday. So I am walking a bit better now. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that and go. One moment, buddy. I'm going to go ahead and leave this video here. I don't know how many times it's going to show it's restarting. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. Clearly, mommy is needed, and I already took multiple breaks between like getting dressed and stuff, breakfast for the kids, and having coffee with them. They actually drink decaf coffee with just milk, no added like sweets or anything. So that's kind of nice. But yeah, if you want to follow along on my journey to doing my first bikini bodybuilding show, feel free to subscribe. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I love looking at the comments. Love getting to meet some people. I've already had some back and forth comments with some people who seem to be in similar life stages as me, and that's so cool. But yeah, I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.